It's not that I didn't want to run at night. I love running at night. I think my reservations came from the fact that I was pretty crook. I had the flu, and it was a decent one. I had sort of temperatures and shakes and aches and whatnot, and I wasn't feeling great. And then on the back of, again, you're coming into even more lack of sleep, and so you're additionally tired. And then 8 hours before, you think to yourself, okay, I could be running, at 8 o'clock tonight, or I could be running at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, coming into sunrise and then having the day and seeing the next bit of the section. And then, as luck would have it, you get the night shift. And that, I think, required a fair... Well, we talked about this and you saw it. It required a fair bit of... I had to spend a bit of time getting my head in the right place to be able to go out and have a crack at that at night with the right, head on. I think one of my biggest takeaways from this trip was I've done a lot of running, a lot of long stuff. It's always just been for me. It's never been for something else completely. And it's never been as part of a team. And so those two elements were absolutely massive. And so for me, it was time to go to work. And it was my job to get through the night and to get that 50 done as effectively and, as possible so that we can set up for the next day and we can keep on track. But yeah, I'd... headed out, got the head right, and sort of kicked through sort of 6 or 7 Ks of, farm road, windy sort of, farm roads. And it was a pretty remote section where we were up there, coming into the Midlands. So it's not really well populated. There's nothing out there. There's no phone reception.
There's no one.
There's nothing. Yeah, lots of pine logging forests. And I met Mitch and Steely and Cords at the bottom of this fire trail that we weren't sure was going to be accessible by car. It turns out that it was. Ours and someone else's. And they'd poked their head into the fire trail by about sort of 3 or 4 kilometres. And they said, we've never seen so much wildlife in one spot in our lives. And I'd said the same thing running down the road, right? I'm like, it's just... I described it. I was talking on the phone to Beck for quite a while, just yakking away while I was sort of kicking through towards this first checkpoint. And I described it as just being like staring at hundreds of red dots. And that's what they looked like. The head torch just lit up hundreds of red dots on either side of the trail, high, low, ground level, head height, everywhere. And these things would move and sort of,